Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. But can you give us the profile of Chakwal district?
Sir, Chakwal district is situated in the Rawalpindi division of Punjab province, and it is situated at a distance of 90 km from Islamabad. Moreover, it has 5 tehsils: Kalar Kahar, Lava, Talagang, the Chakwal itself, and Choha Saidin Shah. In Chakwal Tehsil, I am living currently in Chakwal Tehsil of Chakwal district. So it has 5 union councils. Overall, Chakwal has 68 union councils. Moreover, Chakwal is famous for its reverie, Pahalwan reverie, which is very famous in country, and it is also known as the land of military people because there are so many people serving in the military of Pakistan. So it is also named as the land of military people. The famous places of Pakistan, Chakwal would be Katas Raj Temple in Kalar Kahar, Tehsil, and other one would be the Swek Lake, which is also situated in the Kalar Kahar Tehsil. So this is overall profile of Chakwal.
You've done your electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing now, right now? Are you doing something?
So currently I'm doing I'm preparing for my interview, and in that previous time I was when I was free from my CSS exam and degree, I was helping my father in my hometown who is a farmer. In my hometown, I was along with my father helping in managing the farm.
But have you not worked as an electrical engineer in any firm or in any organization?
Sir, I did an internship in 2019 at Islamabad Electric Supply Company. Other than that, I have not done any job in electrical engineering.
Have you heard of Police Act of 1861?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
Sir, it was a Police Act of 1861 deployed by the British monarch, British during the British colonialism for controlling the people rather than serving the people. Overview of it is that it was deployed to control the people of the subcontinent rather than serving the subcontinent, and extract the resources from the subcontinent under the concept of mercantilism to move toward the British Empire.
And now, is this act still in vogue, or is there some other law in here in Pakistan?
So currently, Pakistan government has deployed the Police Act of 2002, which is a new act being deployed in the police sector of Pakistan, and it has more accountability, and what investigation department is also being separated, and there is also name of hierarchy name change of Punjab, like IG name is changed to provincial police officers and things like that.
And there are others also. You have named 2, 3, but there are other more important measures which have been proposed.
So in my opinion, it would be like enhancing the accountability and managing and providing more services to the people of the country rather than controlling them or of the people of the country.
Have you heard of the National Public Safety Commission? A measure proposed in PPO2?
No, sir, I have not heard about it.
The government is stressing for the introduction of EVMs, but the opposition and including the Election Commission, they are not in favor. They are opposing it. So, how do you see this?
Sir, electronic voting machines the introduction of electronic voting machine is being propagated as an idea propagated by the current establishment of Pakistan, but the opposition is opposing
current
government of Pakistan, and the opposition is opposing it. The basic idea behind opposing this EVM introduction is that the rigging in the EVMs is much easier than the other by hand submission of the vote. So the opposition main agenda is that the Pakistani peoples are not enough aware of the modern technology, and also the rigging in these EVMs is also easy. But the current government is also propagating the idea that by establishing the EVM, the diaspora or the expatriate of the country which are living in abroad and nationals of Pakistan would be able to cast their vote and will be able to choose the government with their vote.
What are your views? What is your personal view on it?
Sir, in my personal opinion, according to the facts and figures and by the expert opinion, that the EVM's introduction at the time would not be appropriate decisions because the Pakistani citizens are not enough literate and aware of the technology that is being used the EVM. As Pakistan literacy rate of for men stands at the 71% and for women at the 46%, so it would be a viable option to carry out with the conventional method of election.
Right. The prices of daily commodities, they are, you see, uh, going higher and getting higher and higher every day.
Yes, sir.
So why government is not able to control and keep the prices in check? Government talks of the mafias. Can't mafias be handled and sorted out?
Sir, Pakistan production sector is driven by the imports of the hydrocarbons, which is imported into the country and provided to the production sector, which produce the daily consumable items in the Pakistani country. And the increase in the international market price of the hydrocarbon, which will certainly increase the production cost of the food items and commodities. This will ultimately lead to the inflation and higher prices of the commodities. And there is a in Pakistan there is a concept of middleman or the mafia which hold the market or the daily usage items for their profiteering. So the inflation is on the broader agenda is caused by the increase in the commodities prices in the international market.
But the products which are produced, like the flour, wheat, sugar, vegetables, they are produced indigenously here in Pakistan. I mean, their prices are totally out of control.
So
One day the tomato is 150 rupees per kilo. The other day it comes down to 70, 80, and then.
So the production of indigenous commodities like flour, tomatoes, and vegetable fruits is also dependent because in 2021 Pakistan produced 27 million tons of the wheat production, but it still has to import some because Pakistan indigenous production is not able to cater the consumption in the country. So we have to import the wheat, which will ultimately cause the increase in the flour prices. Moreover, if we talk about the tomatoes, it depends on the availability of tomato and in the market. If the middleman does not allow the tomato to go into the market and hold for its profiteering, then the price of tomato will automatically increase.
Then the middleman can be sorted out. What's so difficult about it? Okay, let's move on. Parvez Elahi, who is ally, female and Qaid-e-Azam, he's an ally of the present government. He has advised the government that the rulers should shun ego and solve the TLP through dialogue.
Yes, sir.
How do you take it?
Sir, the TLP is declared as is banned in the Pakistan, and it is been using the right of assembly or gathering in an illegal way and harming the right of other people to
that is
freedom.
That is there.
Yes, sir.
But what about the advice of Parvez Elahi
So the
to the
dialogue.
government?
So the dialogue should be the first priority of the government, and the Pakistan government has today devised a committee which will be holding dialogues with the TLP leadership. So in my opinion, the first priority should be dialogues. Then the government, if dialogues are not.
You think he should be released as a result of the dialogue, keeping in view so many people, so many policemen who were martyred, who were killed?
Sir, the release of the TLP leadership should be according to the law, and it should not be as a deal between the negotiations. So, if the policemen are killed by the TLP leadership, but not by the mob of they are marching toward Islamabad. So, the release of the TLP leadership should be according to law, but not a part of negotiations, in my opinion.
And have you heard of the administrative reforms recently introduced reforms in 2020? That is directory retirement rules. Do you have any idea about that?
So the directory retirement rules is one of the tenets of the civil service reforms in the 2020. The basic it has devised authority that would be able to retire the BS 16 to BS 19, that will be FPSC chairman, and the conditions for retirement of us also being defined, which one is based on the character and or either on the corruption, or if a secretary of 21 grade is unable to be promoted thrice, and it will be dependent on the performance report. If it is in the last three performance reports are average or below average, that would be the criteria to retirement for the retirement in the civil service.
Do you think it is the right step on the part of the government?
So it is a right step because it would enhance the accountability and being able to improve the key performance indicator in the civil service reform.
CSS, a dream of every aspirant.
दुनिया की बड़ी से बड़ी कामयाबी की तरफ पहला कदम उसकी ज़मानत होता है और कामयाबी के लिए सही रहनुमाई सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है।
Get the best CSS coaching with us. Our program includes complete CSS coaching, foundation classes, frequent class tests, mock exam, personalized feedback, library access, help desk, and much more.
Hamza, your third option is foreign service.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
Uh, what do you think a foreign service officer is expected to do?
Ma'am, the basic duty of the foreign service officers is to promote the image or narrative of the country, and to have develop a healthy or the relationship with other countries of Pakistan, and developing good and healthy relationship for economic, political, and people-to-people connection with the other countries.
And you think you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am. On my third priority, I will be doing.
Okay. There is this Black Lives Matters movement going on in USA. What is your take on it?
Ma'am, my take would be providing equality, accept the race or color or anything. The recent black equality is being risen by the killing of the George Floyd, and it is a matter of concern since the U.S. history, because the slavery is one of the major issue between the North and South. So, in my opinion, the equal rights should be provided to every man, except of his race, gender, or color.
What do you think is going on in Afghanistan at this moment?
Ma'am, Afghanistan, after the US withdrawal from Afghanistan on 31st August 2021, the Taliban has taken over and established a government. But there are several issues which the Taliban face right now, either it's external, internal, and economic issues. In internal issues, one of the major issues they face is the division between the Taliban, the hardcore and the softcore Taliban, and other one is the humanitarian crisis and the protection of fundamental rights and forming an inclusive government in Afghanistan. On the external front, the major issue they face is the recognition and gaining recognition from the neighbors and the world, and military and economic support from the neighbors and the world to avert the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan.
Thank you very much, Hamza.
Thank you.
Gee, Hamza, so you belong to Chakwal.
Yes, sir.
What is the history of Katas Raj?
I am not too aware of the Katas Raj, like details of the Katas Raj, but it is a Hindu temple that has a significance, very high significance in the Hindu community of the Pakistan, and people from all over the country and even from India come to Katas Raj for their prayer and pilgrim to the Katas Raj.
How come Malcolm X is different or similar to Martin Luther King?
So, if we compare the ideology of promoting the black rights in the US history between the Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, The Martin Luther King was more about the peace and promoting equality in the society through peaceful meaning and through addresses and conferences. However, the ideology of Malcolm X was somehow offensive. They wanted to use the power to bring equality in the U.S. society for providing equal rights to the black as the white men were having there.
And what was the role of Ku Klux Klan in that?
Sir, Ku Klux Klan was a white supremacist organization which was formed after the black codes being deployed in the US country after the 14th Amendment and 15th Amendment. So, Ku Klux Klan was promoting also the offensive means to bring the white supremacist and white supremacy in the country.
What is the significance of Madison versus Marbury case?
Sir, Madison versus Marbury case was a case in which is also known as the appointment of overnight judges by the John Adams after the Jefferson was going to be sworn as the president. The significance was that it initiated the judicial review in the U.S. history, which provided the judiciary the right to declare the law provided by the executive and the legislature laws that were being enacted as constitutional or unconstitutional.
Good. Yesterday, Prime Minister of Pakistan congratulated FBR on achieving the quarterly target. What was the target and how much they achieved?
So the target, I'm not sure about the target, but they achieved like 1800 billion rupees recovery, and that was much more, like 37% more than the last year collection of revenue in 2021.
Since you're an electrical engineer,
Yes, sir.
What is the circular debt related with our energy sector and how tall it has become?
So the amount of circular debt in our economy is 2.5 trillion rupees at the present, and it is related to how the energy sector of Pakistan works. In Pakistan, the hydrocarbons being importer imports and provide them to the independent power producers who then produce the electricity and provide them to the NTDC, which is the distribution company of the country. And the distribution company provides the transmit this electricity to the local consumer. All these usage and the banks are all involved in that, because banks provide loan to the producers and the distributor or the importers. So the circular debt accumulate when the importers, producers, IPPs and transmitters and the subsidies provided by the government to the local consumer accumulate, and it becomes circular debt. In this way, circular debt or the energy sector works in Pakistan.
Thank you.
Well, Hamza,
Yes, sir.
I'll ask you a question regarding your optional subjects.
Okay.
John Locke, a political philosopher from Britain,
Yes, sir.
England, how his second treaty on government contributed towards the Declaration of Independence in the United States of America?
So I'm not sure about his second treaty of government, but by this social contract theory of John Locke, it was the basic tenet of the Declaration of Independence in the U.S. history. The social contract of John Locke is based upon providing equality and surrendering the rights to a number of people that will establish the equal rights and protect the private property and liberty of the people. So this was the basis of Declaration of Independence in America in 1776.
Okay, how Rousseau and Montesquieu's political thought contributed toward the making of U.S. Constitution?
So the Rousseau and Montesquieu political thought is based on the separation of power, in which the Montesquieu said that there will be nothing life and liberty if the same man or the same organization is to enact laws and is to make laws, enact them, and to judge on them. So this defined the separation of power in the U.S. Constitution, in which executive, legislature, and judiciary work in their own categorized. There is strict division of labor between the U.S. Constitution, which is the basis of the separation of power in U.S. Constitution.
Okay, what do you know about the Fordism?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, isolation is a policy
Yes, sir.
adopted by US foreign policy के तौर पर इसको adopt किया गया.
Yes, sir.
Why in First World War के बाद isolationism जो है they kept it again, but not after the World War II?
Sir, The first after the World War One, there was in 1921 there was economic depression in the country. So
In
they
which year?
1929.
Okay, but I'm asking after the World War One,
Yes, sir.
United States of America kept their policy of isolationism.
So following the Truman Doctrine, the Congress was not.
No. Okay, leave it. Plato's political philosophy क्या थी? What Plato think about sort of government? किसको वो पसंद करता था?
So first of all he prioritized the monarchy. So in which a ruler, a philosopher will be ruling the country, and they will be, according to political philosophy of Plato, the basis of his ideal state would be the philosopher king, the justice, and the communism will be the social order.
Okay, in 1885, when Indian National Congress established, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan abstained Muslims to join Indian National Congress. Why so?
So it was foresight. It was one of the ability of the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan to see the things foresight, and they knew that the Muslims in the subcontinent were not so much literate or educated that they would be uniting with the Hindu, and they knew that the Congress establishment would be working for the sole rights of the Hindu community rather than the Muslims. So for that purpose, they asked the Muslim to stay away from the Congress.
Okay, my last question. In first roundtable conference was a failure, but in second roundtable conference, there's some achievements. Can you tell those achievements? What they achieved in the second roundtable conference?
Sir, I'm not sure about the second round table conference achievement, so I would like to drop the question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So your interview is over.
Yes.
तो कैसा परफॉर्म किया आपने? What is your feeling?
I'm thinking of average. Average perform किया होगा.
नहीं, you did well.
Okay, sir.
You did well, or you can do. You have the potential to still do better. थोड़ा सा knowledge gap है, उसको आपने करना है.
इंशाल्लाह.
कोशिश करके उसको आपने ओवरकम करना है. और बाकी जो है इसमें दो तीन चीज़ें आपने लिखी हैं, ये आप जरा इसको रिकंसिडर करें. लेट अवेकनिंग इज नो वर्ड, वेरी सीक्रेटिव जो वीकनेस लिखी हुई है, आप इसको रिकंसिडर.
सर वो वहाँ पे फॉर्म फिल करवाते हैं दोबारा जब जाएंगे हम इंटरव्यू के, साइकोलॉजिकल के लिए जो कर रहे हैं वो होगा.
हाँ, वो एक दफ़ा मेरे ख्याल में ये आपने किया हुआ है उधर.
सर मेरा साइकोलॉजिकल हो गया.
अच्छा,
मेरा 4 नवंबर को इंटरव्यू.
अच्छा, ये इंटरव्यू में जब जाओगे तो फिर करते तो हैं वहाँ आप वो जो है ग्रुप प्रेफरेंस तो चेंज कर सकते हो, पर नहीं ये जो आपने लिखा हो
पता चल जाएगा पहले दिन का होगा तो इंशाल्लाह.
तो ये फिर अगर यही लिखा हुआ है तो फिर इसके लिए आप तैयारी करके जाएं. लेट अवेकनिंग जो है सीक्रेटिव हो गया, ये कैसे एक्सप्लेन करेंगे? सीक्रेटिव वीकनेस क्या है?
सो वीकनेस इस तरह की है कि मैं चीज़ों को कुछ चीज़ों को सीक्रेट रख लेता हूँ तब तक जब तक वो पूरी ना हो सकें. आई हैव अटेम्प्टेड फॉर CSS. सो मैंने अब दोस्तों को एक्सेप्ट फैमिली के दोस्तों को नहीं बताया हुआ था कि मैंने CSS का इम्तिहान
तो
दे
फिर
रहा हूँ.
क्या फ़र्क पड़ा है उसमें? आपको क्या इस चीज़ का आप वीकनेस क्यों इसको?
So I think if I share with other my friend, they might be helpful for me for preparing CSS, and मुझे अगर दोस्तों को बताना चाहिए था तो वो मुझे इतना ना कहते कि यार आज और डिनर करते हैं वो करते हैं, तो वो मुझे उसमें थोड़ा उनको एडजस्ट करना पड़ता था कि मतलब मैं किसी इधर हूँ उधर हूँ पढ़ रहा हूँ.
बात ठीक है, बता दें दोस्तों को यार, दोस्तों से बात तो आदमी नहीं छुपाता ना.
सर ये अनसर्टन सी चीज़ है तो आप
बहरहाल जो है कोशिश करें, जो है मेहनत करें. आप मेहनत करोगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा परफॉर्म करोगे.
हमजा, यू हैव गुड नॉलेज बेस. पाकिस्तान के ऊपर आपकी नॉलेज कम है, वो आपने उस पर मेहनत करनी है. फॉर्म फिल करते हुए बेटा ज़रूर सोचा करो. अब लेट अवेकनिंग का मतलब पता है क्या है?
नॉन पंक्चुअल
नहीं, अवेकनिंग होती है बेदारी. अब आपको किस चीज की बेदारी देर से हो रही? देर से जागना, जैसे आप कहते हैं ना कि मैं देर से बेदार हुआ, लेकिन मेरी बेदारी मजहब के बारे में नहीं है. You see the difference in the
Huge difference,
connotation of the words.
Okay, ma'am.
लेट अवेकनिंग का मतलब है कि मुझे देर से बेदारी हुई है. किस चीज की बेदारी देर से हुई है और ये कैसी वीकनेस है? ठीक है, ये नजर आ रहा है कि आप अभी भी पूरे जागे नहीं हो, लेकिन लेट अवेकनिंग जो है ना, इट्स अ रॉन्ग टर्म टू हैव. और नॉलेज गैप अपना फिलअप करो एंड यू शुड लुक इंथुजियास्टिक. वो लग रहा है कि सोए में जवाब दे रहे हो, वो नहीं होना चाहिए. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, ma'am.
हमजा, आपकी नॉलेज बेस अच्छी है. यू इंटेंड टू वेयर शलवार कमीज ऑन
No,
इंटरव्यू
no,
डे?
I will be wearing a suit.
ओके, तो वो आप पहनिएगा, सूट ही पहनिएगा. आपकी जो टोन है उसमें बड़ी मोनोटनी है. ठीक है, जनरली पीपल चेंज देयर टोन विद देयर इमोशंस एंड एक्सप्रेशन. इस पे थोड़ा सा काम करें. दूसरा, जनरली इट डजंट मेक मच ऑफ अ डिफरेंस, बट जो बहुत कॉमनली यूज होने वाले वर्ड हैं, एग्जेक्टिव, लेजिस्लेचर, जुडिशरी, उनकी प्रोनाउंसिएशन अगर गलत हो तो थोड़ा सा बुरा इंप्रेशन जाता है. अगर एक बड़ा कोई डिफरेंट सा वर्ड है तो वो डायलेक्ट की वजह से उसका डिफरेंट प्रोनाउंसिएशन हो सकता है. तो ये कुछ थोड़े से आपको, आई एम श्योर, आई डोंट वांट टू मेक यू एम्बैरस, आई एम श्योर आपको कुछ चीज़ों का पता होगा कि मेरी कुछ वर्ड्स की प्रोनाउंसिएशन थोड़ी सी वीक है.
Yes, sir.
तो उसके ऊपर पर्टिकुलरली वो 12, 15, 20 जो वर्ड हैं उनको थोड़ा सा बेहतर कर लो,
Okay.
जो नॉर्मली आप रिपीटेडली यूज कर रहे हो.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Thank you very much.
क्योंकि हमजा अभी जो सीनियर्स ने बताया, आपको सुजेस्ट भी किया कि लैक ऑफ इंथ्यूजिज्म, मतलब जब आपके इंटरव्यू में आपकी मोनोटनी रही है टोन में, अभी अगर जो आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग एरिया आ रहा है ना, तो आप उसको आंसर एक इमोशंस के साथ दें. आप खुश हो जाएं अंदर से कि अब तो मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग एरिया आ गया.
Yes, sir.
आपसे जो मैंने क्वेश्चंस किए यूएस हिस्ट्री की मुश्किल से, आपने बहुत अच्छा आंसर किया उनको. आपने पॉलिटिकल साइंस को बड़ा अच्छा आंसर किया. आपके ऑप्शंस के अच्छी रीडिंग है. पाकिस्तान स्टडी की मैडम ने भी आपको बताया कि आपका नॉलेज गैप है उसमें.
Yes, ma'am.
इस चीज़ को थोड़ा सा देख लें कि ये अगर आप इसको कैटर कर सकते हैं तो अपना थोड़ा सा इंथ्यूजिज्म रखें. मतलब जो
Okay, sir.
स्ट्रॉन्ग एरियाज है ना, वहाँ
Yes,
पे
sir.
बड़ा चैक के आंसर दें. मतलब यहाँ पे कोई इतना डराने वाला माहौल तो नहीं है. उस पर थोड़ा सा चैक के अपनी टोन को चेंज करें, थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स फील हो, आंसर करें.
Okay, sir.
पाकिस्तान स्टडी वाला बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, वो आपको बेसिक्स अगर नहीं आती
वो
तो
असल में वो अभी रिवाइज नहीं किया, आज रात को रिवाइज करना है, तो
उसको जाके
रिवाइज हो.
कितने दिन है आपके पास इंटरव्यू में?
सर
4 डेज है.
4 days नहीं, 3 days.
3 डेज.
3 days.
2 आवर्स. तो बस जाके फोकस करें
Yes,
इसको.
sir.
चलो.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.